Time now for our feature fight of the evening as we're to the business end of this card in Newcastle. At 175 pounds, Danny Christie versus Jimmy Millar.
These guys exactly the same height, 5'11". Slight reach advantage for Christie, not that big of a deal when it comes to guys of this size, but very similar on the tail of the tape.
The numbers presented by Forged Irish Stout. Jimmy Millar enters 1-0 in BKFC. Made his debut March of last year when he defeated Kyle Cassidy by way of second-round technical knockout. Millar has also had 20 professional MMA bouts.
A lot of experience, made the walk many times. I know most of it has been with MMA, but 1-0 in BKFC. He understands the sport, understands range, distance, timing, and he's undefeated. Makes for a very compelling fight.
Danny Christie enters 4-1 in BKFC. His most recent victory, April of this year, when he defeated the very tough and talented Welshman David Brown by way of first-round TKO. Christie is the BKFC UK 185-pound champion, but that belt not at stake in this fight, as Christie has now dropped to 175 pounds to face Jimmy Millar. In 5 BKFC bouts, Danny Christie has never gone past 4 rounds.
He's done a fantastic job for us here at BKFC. I cannot wait to see him going down to 175 with that make ring. Hard hitter, heavy-handed, and that's at 185. You'd have to think he'd be extremely difficult to deal with at 175.
This is our feature fight, and this is intriguing. Danny Christie versus Jimmy Millar. Again, Haas Raggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our 9th bout of the evening, presented by Forged Irish Stout in the BKFC middleweight division. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the green and blue, his official weight of 175.4 pounds, hailing from Bournemouth, England, United Kingdom, the Justice, Jimmy Millar! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the blue and silver, his official weight of 173 pounds, bang on. Hailing from Carlisle, England's United Kingdom, Danny the Bastard Christie! Your referee in charge is Harvey Harrah.
Look at business on the face of both men. Round number 1. Silver and blue trunks for Danny Christie. Green and blue trunks for Jimmy Millar. Sticking with the right hand, Danny Christie. Counter left hand on the step in from Jimmy Millar. Double overs for Danny Christie. There's the separation from referee Harvey Hara.
So one benefit of losing, going down to a smaller weight class, a lot of times you feel faster. Let's see if that's the case for Christie.
The right hand on the combination, level change from Jimmy Millar, gets the separation. 25 remaining, round one. This is our feature fight. We're in the middleweight division. Step in, big right hand from Danny Christie.
That's the big punch, when you have that right hand versus the southpaw.
Duck under from Millar, clever on the turn, back to the center circle.
Whoever can step outside that lead foot has a straight shot right down the pipe.
Christie from the orthodox stance. You see Millar in the southpaw stance, and knockdown number one.
Looked like a flash knockdown. Millar doesn't seem like he's really too badly hurt right now. Let's see if Christie tries to step on the gas.
40 seconds remaining, round number one. Christie on the left hand on the entry, big right hand. That turned out Jimmy Millar. Left hand and then knockdown number two.
Caught him with the left hook. Millar really needs to get past this round. Stanoy's bike, start moving.
We'll see how hard Danny Christie now goes for the finish with 15 seconds remaining, round number one. Left hand, big right hand. Christie flurrying out to the body. Smart defensive clinch from Jimmy Millar. Christie forward again. Millar on the jab, that ends round one.
And as a fighter, Sean, it's very difficult to say, I cannot trade punches with this guy right now. I know I can win, but I can't do it right now. When you get knocked down, your steps are just a little bit slower. Your hands aren't reacting properly. You cannot do that. You have to resist that urge to trade punches. You have to get on that bike or clinch. First knockdown. Beautiful left hand lead. Just a very nice hook that landed clean.
Our crafted replay presented by Forged Irish Stout.
Well, it looked like so far from the first round, Christie was able to keep that power that he had at 185, maybe just a little faster right now. So that's a beautiful combination if you're Danny Christie.
Seconds out called. Danny Christie recording 2 knockdowns of Jimmy Millar in round number one. The fighter's up to scratch. Round number two. So the small cut under Millar's right eye. Millar showing his footwork from the outside. Now the duck under of the right hand from Christie. Christie to the inside. Squeeze from the head chancery, gets the quick separation from referee Harvey Hara. And now time called by Hara. Good refereeing from Hara. I always like the use of timeout by a referee to talk to a fighter rather than waste seconds in the fight. Hara telling Danny Christie, don't push your palm into the face of your opponent, Jimmy Millar. Millar bleeding from his right nostril. Double change from Millar. Doing so defensively, not offensively. 1:15 remaining round two. You can see Christie sitting on that right hand, Chris.
Trying to wait for the right time. Step outside that lead foot.
There's the right hand on the inside. Millar fast on the jab. Christie now on his back foot. Millar coming forward. 50 seconds remaining in the second round. On the step in left hand from Millar. The southpaw stance. On the turn, right hand. Separation again from Hara. Right hand. Millar trying to swing big in the mid-range. Resets to the outside. Then to the inside. Millar throwing to the body. Christie now cut under his right eye and under his left eye. That second clack. Late here in round number two, downward right hand from Danny Christie just off the mark. The bell, we move to round three.
Christie doing a much better job when he's able to step outside that lead foot, come in with that right hand, land power shots. You can just tell there's a difference in strength, in punching power. Christie possesses it. He needs to utilize it. He's got to step in, land that straight right. And I don't care if you're throwing it and it's landing on the face, the chest, the arm, the stomach, whatever he lands, it's going to do damage. You can see right now the corner of Christie really encouraging him to go out there and fight. Not a good, happy corner in the round right there.
Harvey putting Danny Christie's lead left foot on the scratch line as we start round number 3, and a fast start off of scratch in the third round for Danny Christie.
And that is what his corner was imploring.
Hook not there. Christie tried to pull it back mid-flight. The clinch. Christie tried to land on the separation. Fair play. Jab pack from Jimmy Millar. Heavy forward pressure again from Danny Christie.
And Christie is listening to his corner. He's getting in position. He's stepping forward. He's throwing the hard right hand.
Millar trying to time his jab on the entry, the forward pressure of Danny Christie. Millar again circling out, using his footwork to reset in the center circle. Hard punches coming forward, left hand from Danny Christie. Millar to the body on the overhook, right hand from Christie. See the active clinch, both fighters still throwing. On the right hand, now the separation. Step in right hand again from Danny Christie. Chris, he is finding that step in right hand.
And that is why his corner keeps yelling at him. That's exactly what he needs to do. Step forward, land that right hand. You're doing damage every time.
Millar circling out. 15 seconds remaining round 3 on the duck under. Millar trying to counter, takes that left hook from Christie. Overhook from Danny Christie, the separation again. Big exhale from Millar on the back pedal. Left hand not getting through. Next up, round 4.
And that was a much better round for Christie. When he listened to his corner, they were telling him exactly what he needed to do. Great job of corner work. Some of the power shots being thrown and landed by both fighters. If you're in the corner of Millar at this point, you have to tell him he needs to get off first. He cannot sit in front of Christie and wait for him to throw that right hand. It's doing damage. Mix it up, confuse him, throw some feints, do whatever you need to make sure you're not standing and waiting for him to throw those hard power shots.
Through the opening 3 rounds, Danny Christie, 2 knockdowns to 0, dropping Jimmy Millar twice in round number 1. Round number 4. An immediate forward pressure off and scratch, but it's methodical pressure, not rushing pressure from Christie. 18 position, Millar continued to throw legally to the body. The separation from Harrow, right back to it, right back to the mid-range, Danny Christie. Goes right back to extending with the left hand and sitting on that right hand. Big left hook from Christie.
See the overwhelming amount of punches that were landed in the first round. And now Millar coming and taking the lead, a number of punches landed.
Jimmy Millar down twice in round number 1, but still very much in this fight.
Millar doing a good job of head movement. Very difficult to hit. He's getting very low, trying to avoid the hard right hands of Christie.
That's Missing right uppercut, now the step in left hand from Danny Christie. Exhale again from Millar on the exit. Good duck under from Jimmy Millar. Christie forward again. There's the right hand, left hook to the body. Clever combination from Christie.
Christie can turn some of those straight rights into some uppercuts.
Good step in left hand from Jimmy Millar, now to the body. Christie is initiating most of these clinches, but credit to Jimmy Millar, he's throwing in the clinch. Takes that right hand, does Jimmy Millar. 30 seconds remaining, round 4. Christie trying to turn up the temperature, closing stages of the 4th round. Double left hand from Millar.
And Christie's starting to throw more uppercuts.
Left hand duck under from Christie on the right hand of Millar. Christie again taking away time and space from Jimmy Millar. Half-tie plump from Millar. Now on the underhook. Driving pressure from Millar. From Harvey Hara reset. We move to the 5th and final round.
I know a lot of these fights seem like they're going the distance, going some rounds, but they've been phenomenal fights. I will never complain when you have a fight going 5 rounds if they're like this. You tell in that round, Christie really stepped up the pace, started throwing a lot of uppercuts, and I think that's exactly what he needed to do. Those were landing, they were making Millar change his pace and change the way he did things, because he knew if he continued to stay crouched down, if he continued to stay in that position, he's going to get hit with some massive shots.
Danny Christie, this is 6th bout of BKFC. Set to enter his first ever 5th round. Jimmy Millar under 1-0 in BKFC. That fight, March of last year, he defeated Kyle Cassidy by way of 2nd round TKO. Proverbial uncharted waters for both Christie and Millar in BKFC. Round number 5. Final round of our feature fight. We're in the middleweight division. Hard underhook from Millar. That was smart. It's the separation from Harvey Hara. The left hand, heavy pressure again. Looming large right now, Chris. The 2 knockdowns recorded by Danny Christie and Jimmy Millar, and presumably a 10-7 round for Danny Christie.
Very difficult to overcome. You have to get some knockdowns of your own. Millar has been unable to do so.
Those right now stand as the lone knockdowns recorded in this fight. Christie forward again, good left hand from Millar, beautifully timed. Millar couldn't time that left hand. Rear right uppercut from Christie into the clinch. 65 seconds remaining in this fight. Again, Millar to the body has been very effective, continuing the throw on the Christie-initiated clinches. Right uppercut from Millar, overhand right from Jimmy Millar.
Christie dropping his mouth, and he was trying to put it back in.
Millar talking to Christie, we fight on.
Millar trying to say, put your mouthpiece back in. Christie said, I don't need it.
Now time called by referee Harvey Hara. We will have the rinsing of the mouthpiece.
I mean, at this point, I don't think these guys need that. Put it back in the mouth, let's go.
Do it the MMA way, not the boxing way. That was done the boxing way, right back to it, time in. On the overhook from Jimmy Millar. Christie to the body, left hand. On the duck under, both fighters throwing in the pocket. Drive forward pressure with the front shoulder from Jimmy Millar.
I mean, what an exhausting style. These guys have been in the clinch a lot this fight.
Short right hand from Millar. Christie coming forward, jab from Millar. Straight punches from Christie. Millar on the turn. Big right hand from Danny Christie. Both fighters throwing on the inside. Half-tie plump from Jimmy Millar. Heavy forward pressure, chest to chest. Left hand getting through. Final seconds of this fight. And that is the end of our feature bout. BKFC Prospect Series Newcastle is presented all evening long, commercial free by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And you'd have to think those knockdowns in the first round could be hard to overcome, but Sean, you never really know That's one thing I've learned being in there actually fighting a fight I thought I won sometimes. Not so much. You never know what these judges are necessarily what they're looking for. It would take a perfect rest of the fight for Millar to win that.
Our strike stats presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
A few more punches thrown for Millar, a few more landed, but those knockdowns, those could be huge.
Danny Christie versus Jimmy Millar going the distance. And again, as we consider the 3 ISKA judges' scorecards being tallied now at the officials' table, we go back to round number 1. Danny Christie twice dropping Jimmy Millar. The lone 2 knockdowns in this fight. Credit to Jimmy Millar. Pulling himself back into this fight twice off of the canvas. Credit to Danny Christie, the BKFC UK 185-pound champion, dropping to 175 pounds.
Always difficult, especially that first time you make a new weight class. A lot of times people go out there and they gas out. They're not used to the weight cut. You feel like you have no energy, you're weak. Christie seemed like he was getting stronger as the fight went on, in my opinion.
These are 2 quality fighters. Extremely high level, well contested throughout the 4 to 5 rounds. Osragip is set. We go to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores the bout 50-44. Your second judge scores the bout 49-45. Your third judge scores the bout 49-44. And your winner by unanimous decision, Danny the Bastard Christie.
And Danny Christie just keeps rolling at a different weight class. I thought he did a very good job for his first time at 175.
4-1, 4-1, 5-0 from the 3 judges assigned by the ISKA here in Newcastle for Danny Christie. Hard fought, well fought from Danny Christie and Jimmy Millar, but Christie recording 2 knockdowns of Millar in round number 1. The winner by way of unanimous decision, Danny Christie defeats Jimmy Millar. The numbers now for this, our main event of the evening, presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. In the heavyweight division, Stanoy Tabacov versus Paul Venis.
And in a fight about range, Tabacov has the reach. He has to utilize that. He cannot let Venis get so close he can land those devastating shots.
Neil Diamond is exceedingly popular still in England. He's very popular in the U.S. still, Chris. Quadruple that in England.
I feel like every time this song comes on, you get the entire crowd cheering.
Our 3rd time in Newcastle, our 9th time in England for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Sweet Caroline is the entrance music of Paul Venis, the Englishman from Middlesbrough.
You can hear the crowd just singing right along that level.
English sporting culture is phenomenal. Be it a football, soccer, rugby. I've never been to cricket, but I'm assuming so, but most definitely in fights.
Sean, we need some of those soccer hooligans maybe to start showing up for these fights. What do you think?
I think that would be an easy ask, Chris. Paul Venis, set for his BKFC debut. He's had 32 K1 rules bouts. Christie keys to victory for Paul Venis, and this our main event of the evening, are presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Well, Venis would like to turn this into a boxing match. He needs to control the distance. He doesn't want to top, stay right in the pocket, and when he gets to that position, he has to throw power shots. He's very heavy-handed. He wants to get into that position and land and get the knockout early.
See the fight odds for our main event, presented by Kurgo, the official betting partner of BKFC. From Sofia, Bulgaria, Stanoy tabacov enters 1-0 in BKFC. He made his debut this past March in his native Bulgaria when he defeated Petr Goranik by way of first-round knockout. Tabacov is also 5-2 in his pro MMA career. Christie keys to victory for Stanoy tabacov are presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Tabacov wants to utilize that low stance so he can explode in and out. He wants to make this a tough, rugged, dirty fight, not a boxing match. And when he gets in the position, he's got to land that powerful overhand right.
These are two relatively small heavyweights, but make no mistake, these are two extremely powerful and hard-hitting heavyweights.
Well, we saw from the last time Tabacov thought that he landed one huge overhand right, and that was all she wrote. Night over, one hitter quitter.
To get our main event started, Haas Ragged.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink in the BKFC Heavyweight Division. This bout is sanctioned by the ISKA. Your supervisor in charge, Mr. Paul Nichols. Your timekeeper at the bell, Harlow Nichols, and your three judges scoring ringside, Anthony Crooks, Matt Griffin, and Tim Isley. So, the officials and fighters are ready. To all in attendance here in the Walker Activity Dome, Newcastle, England, United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see some thunder! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black and red. His official weight of 212.2 pounds. Hailing from Middlesbrough, England, United Kingdom, Paul the Menace Venis! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the black trunks. His official weight of 212.2 pounds. Hailing from Sofia, Bulgaria, Stanoy, the Cobra Tabacov. Your referee in charge is Alan Jackson.
One of Bulgaria's greatest ever MMA fighters. He's 1-0 in BKFC. Rosen Dimitrov in the corner of his fighter, his countryman, Stanoy Tabacov. The bell, round number 1. Black trunks to the Bulgarian Stanoy Tabacov. Black and red trunks for the Englishman, Paul Venis. The crouching stance for Tabacov. And the entry. Venis from the inside back to the outside. Jab from Venis, lead left hook. Took himself off balance, Venis resetting. Left hand driving pressure from Tabacov. Tabacov using a very low stance on the entry, big right hand.
What Tabacov needs to do, push off that back foot and throw that right.
Jab not there from Venis. Crouching stance again for Tabacov. On the right hand. 1:10 remaining, round number 1 of our main event. Big left hand on the step in from Tabacov once more. Stanoy Tabacov. S grip, that gets the separation from referee Alan Jackson. Smart use of the clinch from Stanoy Tabacov.
When he pushes off, when he gets inside, he can either get out or he can clinch. He doesn't want to stay right there and get hit with those hard shots.
Venis, hard right hand on the turn from Venis. That was clever.
Venis having some trouble to try and understand this style. It's taking a minute.
Venis feigning with the right hand. The fighters, as you see, in the orthodox stance. Much more movement, though, from Stanoy Tabacov. 25 seconds remaining, round number 1. That will be ruled a slip by Alan Jackson. It is indeed right back to it. Tabacov just taking himself off balance on the entry right hand. Big left hook and right hand, and that is a clean knockdown.
And there's that power difference we talked about earlier. Venis is extremely powerful. He just has to get in a position where he can land those hard shots.
Final seconds, round number 1. There is the bell.
Tabacov cannot trade punches. He's got to utilize that in and out motion. Get in, throw that right hand, either clinch or get right back out. If he sits there and trades, he's going to lose that battle. Tabacov did a fantastic job the entire round until this little period. One right hand, one left hand, and one right hand. That's all it took. If Venis can turn this into a straight boxing match, controlling the range, staying right into the pocket, and force Tabacov to fight, it's going to be his fight. Tabacov needs to be in and out, push his opponent around, land that overhand right. He cannot just trade and make this a boxing match.
Presumably, 10-8 across the board for Paul Venis, round number 1, dropping Stanoy Tabacov, round number 2. Every step feint from Paul Venis.
You have to think that's given Venis a little bit more confidence to go in and land hard shots.
Tabacov again, lowering his stance, heavy front shoulder, staying active with the lead left hand. Much more measured, much more methodical, Paul Venis. Stiff jab from Venis. Venis, a slight cut in his left brow. That opened in round number 1. Venis overhand right, big left hand.
Venis, you can just tell, the stronger fighter pushes his opponent away like it's nothing.
Venis in and out, trying to control the range in this fight. Left hand not getting through from Stanoy Tabacov. Looking left hook from Paul Venis, off the mark. Short right hand, then another right hand from Venis. 1-2 from Stanoy Tabacov. 60 seconds remaining, round 2 of our main event. Big left hand knockdown, number 2.
Power difference. Venis has it. Just has to touch his opponent. When he lands, he hurts him.
Leaping left hook. Shades of Floyd Patterson and Roy Jones Jr. From Paul Venis. Left hand, Venis trying to reach the finish line with knockdown number 3, the second here in the second round.
You could just tell that Tabacov was still hurt. He still is hurt. If you're a Venis, you have to try and come and finish the fight right now. Be careful, be smart, but get in and land a hard shot. That should be all she wrote.
Venis on the feint, left hand, right hand. Knockdown number 3 here in the 3rd round. Here's the mandatory 8 given the Stanoy tabacov by referee Alan Jackson. 4 times now. Tabacov knocked down in this fight. 3 here in round number 2. Final seconds of the 2nd round. We move to the 3rd round.
And Venis was trying desperately to get in there and throw one more shot. He knew how hurt his opponent was. If he can just land one more clean shot, he knows that's going to be all she wrote. And here's that Patterson left hook you talked about. Perfectly placed. And here's the 2nd knockdown. You can tell that Tabacov is still hurt. His legs are not all the way underneath him. Let's see if this 1-minute break, this 1-minute rest period, if Tabacov can gather himself, get his legs underneath him. He cannot just trade punches with his opponent. If so, he's going to continue to get knocked down until the referee stops it, or he can't answer the 10 count. Utilize some movement, push off that back foot, land the right hand, use some dirty boxing, do anything besides stand and make this a boxing match.
To the 3rd round. Big left hand! And Stanoy tabacov drops Paul Venis. He's right back in this fight.
Well, no matter what, somebody's going to get up off the canvas to win.
We talked about the massive power of these 2 relatively small heavyweights. That's on full display. 5 knockdowns now in this fight. 30 seconds gone, round number 3. Big left hand, right hand from Venis, right uppercut. Right hand, and down again goes Stanoy tabacov.
You can just see that power difference. Who's the stronger fighter?
This fight is over, and a huge main event win in his BKFC debut for Paul Venis.
But it didn't come without adversity. He got knocked down just before that. That was impressive both ways. I mean, Tabacov is getting mauled, getting knocked down several times, and he comes back and lands his own knockdown. What an amazing fight. What an amazing card, Sean.
6 knockdowns in our heavyweight main event. 5-1 in favor of the victor, Paul Venis. Dropping Stanoy tabacov once in round number 1, 3 times in round number 2, then dropped by Tabacov to come off of the canvas and knock out Stanoy tabacov for the victory. Our strike stats are presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And I'm surprised how few punches were thrown and landed, but it wasn't the volume, it was the magnitude. Every punch that these guys threw and every one they landed did damage. Look at that, 5 knockdowns, unreal.
Full credit to Stanoy tabacov. 4 times off of the canvas, dropping Paul Venis in round 3. And full credit to Paul Venis, keeping his composure off of the canvas to then finish Stanoy tabacov in the 3rd round.
Loving that Patterson left hook. Just kept getting up. Did Tabacov. Sean, we've had those fighters from Bulgaria, say what you will, they're tough as nails when they come to fight.
A hugely impressive bare knuckle fighting championship debut for Paul Venis. Nice moment between Stanoy tabacov and Paul Venis. Here is Haas Ragen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 47 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO, Paul the Menace Venis!
Venis looked extremely strong, extremely powerful, with good hands, and showed he could deal with getting knocked down and getting back up and finish his opponent immediately afterwards. Great fight.
Again, 6 total knockdowns in our main event of the evening. 5-1 in favor of Paul Venis.